Hello, and here we are in lesson number 96. Salvation comes from my one self. It says, although you are one self, you experience yourself as two, as both good and evil, loving and hating, mind and body. The sense of being split into opposites must induce feelings of acute and constant conflict and lead to frantic attempts to reconcile the contradictory aspects of this self-perception. You have sought many such solutions, and none of them has worked. The opposites you see in you can never be compatible. Only one exists. The fact that truth and illusion cannot be reconciled, no matter how you try, what means you use, and where you see the problem, must be accepted if you would be saved. Let me read that again. The fact that the truth and illusion cannot be reconciled, no matter how you try, or means you use, and where you see the problem, it must be accepted if you would be saved. I felt that's very powerful. Until you have accepted this, you will attempt an endless list of goals you cannot reach, a senseless series of expenditures of time and effort, hopefulness, and doubt, each one as futile as the one before and failing as the next one surely will. Problems which have no meaning cannot be resolved within the framework they are set. Two selves in conflict could not be resolved, and good and evil have no meeting place. The self you made can never be yourself, nor can yourself be split in two and still be what it is and must forever be. A mind and body cannot both exist. Make no attempt to reconcile the two, for one denies the other can be real. If you are physical, your mind is gone from your self-concept, for it has no place in which it could be really part of you. If you are spirit, then the body must be meaningless to you, to your reality. Spirit makes use of the mind as means to find its self-expression. And the mind that serves the spirit is at peace and filled with joy. Its power comes from spirit, and it is fulfilling happily its function here. Yet mind can also see itself divorced from spirit and perceive itself within a body it confuses with itself. Without its function, then, it has no peace and no happiness, is alien to its thoughts. Yet mind apart from spirit cannot think. It has denied its source of strength and sees itself as helpless, limited and weak. Disassociated from its function now, it thinks it is alone and separate, attacked by armies, massed against itself and hiding in the body's frail support. Now must it reconcile unlike with like, for this is what it thinks that it is for. Waste no more time on this. Who can resolve the senseless conflicts which a dream presents? What could the resolution mean in truth? What purpose could it serve? What is it for? Salvation does not make illusions real and solve a problem that does not exist. Perhaps you hope it can. Yet would you have God's plan for the release of his dear son bring pain to him and fail to set him free? Let me read that again. Yet would you have God's plan for the release of his dear son bring pain to him and fail to set him free? Yourself retains its thoughts, and they remain within your mind and in the mind of God. The Holy Spirit holds salvation in your mind and offers it in the way to peace. Salvation is a thought you share with God because his voice accepted it for you and answered in your name that it was done. Thus is salvation kept among the thoughts yourself holds dear and cherishes for you. We will attempt today to find this thought whose presence in your mind is guaranteed by him who speaks to you from your one self. Our hourly 5-minute practicing will be a search for Him within your mind. Salvation comes from this one self through Him who is the bridge between your mind and it. Wait patiently and let Him speak to you about yourself and what your mind can do, restored to it, and free to serve its will. Begin by saying this: Salvation comes from my one self. Its thoughts are mine to use. Then seek its thoughts and claim them as your own. These are your own real thoughts. You have denied letting your mind go, wandering in a world of dreams to find illusions in their place. Here are your thoughts, the only ones you have. Salvation is among them. Find it there. If you succeed, the thoughts that come to you will teach you are saved and that your mind has found the function that it sought to lose. Yourself will welcome it and give it peace. Restored in strength, it'll again flow out from spirit to spirit in all things created by the Spirit as itself. Your mind will bless all things. Confusion is done. You're restored, for you have found yourself. Yourself knows that you cannot fail today. Perhaps your mind remains uncertain yet a little while. Be not dismayed by this. The joy yourself experiences it will save for you, and it will yet be yours in full awareness. Every time you spend 5 minutes of the hour seeking Him who joins your mind and self, you offer Him another treasure to be kept for you. Each time today you tell your frantic mind salvation comes. Each time today you tell your frantic mind salvation comes from your one self. You add another treasure to your growing store. And all of it is given everyone who asks for it and will accept the gift. Think then how much is given unto you to give this day, that it be given you. Footnotes: the phrase "be not dismayed" occurs several times in the Bible. See, for example, Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my victorious right hand. So, lesson 96, salvation comes from my one self. I came back to the beginning because, and I highlighted that the fact that truth and illusion cannot be reconciled no matter how you try, what means you use, and where you see the problem must be accepted if you would be saved. Until you've accepted this, you will attempt an endless list of goals you cannot reach, a senseless series of expenditures of time and effort and hopefulness and doubt, each one as futile as the one before and failing as the next one surely will. It just reminds me of this up until now, like till you come to the truth, we're always seeking some kind of a relief from here, from something in the world, and that could be going after, if the home life is not great, right? Then we resort to, let me put all my energy into my work, and then I'm going to have this goals. And then if the workplace is not going great, and if the home is also not going great, then we resort to other means, like slowly we start picking up some other substances that we introduce in our body, or we form some kind of a habit, like maybe shopping excessively or something, in hopes of this might bring me some happiness because I'm not happy with my work, or I'm not happy with my family. There is nobody on this earth who has not had these kind of things. Nobody escapes this. We go through all of that. We surely try to find an answer in all of that. And then that shopping for that moment, that substance that we picked up for that moment, that goal that we achieved for that moment brings us joy. It brings us tremendous joy, in fact. We equate that to, but that is over, you see. That goal is over, that experience is over. And then we, now what? So there is no permanency in that. And then, so here, so the when the course, this kind of a lesson that tells us salvation comes from my one self, the spirit that is within you, the essence that is within you, knows what you need and leads you there through something, through some talk that you have heard, through some kind of this thing. The reason that you were brought into that presence, or even like a book like the Course in Miracles, or the lessons like this such, is because the truth within you is, you've gone through so much that the truth within you already knows the answer, and it now wants to bring you to this place where you can find permanent peace. Hope that message really resonates with you, because that is what the course is driving us to do, to bring us to the awareness of our truth, our self, our higher self, who we are, where we came from, where we're going to go, where we always stay. Even when we are showing up in the body, we are constantly in the mind of God. The mind of God and ours is always joined at all times. That is the course's message. So it never veers away from its message, not in any, not the text, not anywhere. And it brings us through only the forgiveness. That is the course's way of bringing us. And we will get to that as well. And we have read so much about that. You already know that through forgiveness is where we recognize ourselves, where we recognize our brothers, who they are. And being kind to ourselves and others, being compassionate with ourselves and with others. That is what I found. The salvation comes from oneself. This lesson tells us where truly salvation is lying. Also, it's in this sentence that I've highlighted, salvation does not make illusions real and solve a problem that does not exist. Perhaps you can hope it. So for me also, that it means that in that shopping, or in that substance, in that experience, we are actually trying to solve the problem, and yet it doesn't even go away. Salvation does not make that illusion real and then tries to solve a problem, because that does not exist, is what the course is trying to say. That is in our mind. We made it up. And so we come to this part where we accept, it tells us in the beginning that you accept where you created the cause, where you go back to the cause, where we created the problem, so we can solve it. And the course's message is always the cause is always in the separation. The fact that we always think we are separated from God. And so I can never find that peace. And yet it says, would you have God's plan for the release of his dear son bring pain to him and fail to set him free? So there, in the separation itself, there is an answer. The solution is already given. Any problem that exists, the solution is already given to that. Hope this message resonates with you. Keep practicing. This is your transformation. I love you. Have a great day. Have a great week. I'll see you soon. Namaste.